driving home on the 45, and your black truck's in overdrive. Who knows what you're chasing after tonight? Looking at you in the rearview mirror, little sister screams as you draw nearer. We know no one's home to see us through. Baby sister, stop your crying. Lock the door and just be quiet. Something overtakes me as I run. Grab daddy's shotgun. No.
All right, that's Natalie Lola. The song's called Daddy's Shotgun. Natalie's going to be on the show today. It's Friday. Super pumped to have Natalie on. Our first artist showcase. So that'll be fun. Great song. That's obviously one of many that she's written. Natalie Lola is a local. She's from Orchid, and she is a beautiful, talented, unbelievable singer-songwriter who I've been following for the better part of 10 years from a distance, because we both had played at a lot of the same spots over the years. And so Natalie Lola, her band is called Ghost Monster. She's got she got a ton of shows that she plays all the time. She's going to be on the very first Morning Buzz Artist Showcase. So super cool to have her in this morning at 7:30. The video that I'm playing is not the video that goes with the song. The song's available, though, if you want it. I'm going to drop that link. Daddy's Shotgun is the song. I'm going to drop it in the link right there. Boom. There you go. The link to the song is in the chat. And so, yeah, she's going to be on. I'm super pumped to have her in. It'll be great. It'll be the first time that we have somebody in here who's going to be picking up a guitar and singing and playing for us live. So something new we're trying, figure it out. Today is Friday, April. What's the date today? April 9th. Holy smokes. Friday. We're doing it. We are doing it, people. Trying to turn that music off. Yeah, I apologize. My sound is kind of janky with the music. I'm trying to figure out if you guys could only see what this studio looks like. It's like, so there's Wayne's World, public access, and then there's like 3 steps below Wayne's World. That's pretty much what this setup's like. I've got literally a can of paint holding up my camera. I mean, it's pretty ridiculous if you think about it, but my sound, I gotta get a good streaming device that allows me to put great, if I want to play Natalie's song, I want it to sound good for you guys. And so bear with me. It's baby steps. This is show 25 of the Morning Buzz, and we're still doing it. We're still going strong. 25 times 2 hours a day, 5 days a week, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And yeah. And I appreciate you guys continuing to tune in to see what kind of train wreck it's going to be. But it seems like it's going okay so far. Okay. I know everybody's been hitting me up wanting to know what day it is on my 75 hard challenge. Today's day 11. Day 11. I'm feeling fantastic. I'm a little out of sync with my rhythm. I'm very habitual, right? I'm very calculated with the way I do my things in the morning. And then getting back into the 4 a.m. club has really kind of thrown me off with my morning routine, because it's just, I'm still wearing my gym clothes because I get back from the gym and then I dive into getting prepped for the show and making sure that everything is good to go. And then the dogs, these damn dogs, they are they're like the world's greatest watchdogs, but it's like, dude, it's me. You don't have to bark and attack me when I come home from the gym at 7 a.m. But they do, or at 7 a.m. at 5:30 a.m. They do attack me though, and so then they're up at 5:30 when I walk in the door, and so then that delays me for 15 minutes because then I have to feed them. I have to take them outside. I have to, make sure they go to the bathroom. We've got one dog, this little Benny guy, who is a awesome, awesome puppy, but the dude will not he won't stay by the house. And so when you let him out, you have to have him on a leash. Otherwise, he'll be getting eaten by the owl that lives in the tree above the front yard. And so, but Benny got out yesterday. That was fun. So we chased him around the yard for the better part of 10 minutes to try to corral him. And he's he's a Yorkie poo. And there's rabbits all over the property, right? And so he's just like a hound dog, though. When he gets out there, he's just sniffing around for these rabbits, and he's fast, and he just chases them. And before you know it, he's a mile away in some creek, and he's dirty, and he's just sweating. And I don't know, do dogs sweat? They probably, I don't know. Todd Andrew, my guitar player, would know if dogs sweat. I'll ask him. But yeah, so Benny's just like this, almost like a crack addict, like a fiend. When he gets outside, he just can't control himself. And so he got out yesterday. I don't even know where I was going with the story. Oh, my morning routine. So yeah, the dogs get all jacked up when I walk in the door. So I have to take them out. Then they come back in. Then I have to feed them. And then the black dog, what's her name? Billie Jean. She inhales all of her food and then goes to the next guy's bowl, which is Buckley, and then tries to little snack on his bowl, and he growls. And then he goes over to Benny's bowl and tries to snack on it too. It's just chaos. So anyways, 20 minutes of this before I actually get in front of my computer to start kind of prepping for the show. The whole thing throws my timetable out of whack. So the alternative is what? I wake up at 2:45 in the morning and get to the gym by 3:15. No, that's not going to happen. I'm not Mark Wahlberg, which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen Mark Wahlberg on Instagram, it's pretty ridiculous. The dude will post workouts at 2 in the morning with him and 30 dudes just working out in some weight room. Hey, it's the 4 a.m. club, but we're here at 2 a.m. I'm like, what is wrong with you? But yeah, I guess those actors have off hours as well. So, all right, I got notes here. Tony Domingos, if you're listening, good morning, Sam. Coach Lowe is in the chat. What's up, Sam? How are you? Good luck today, sir. Let me get my chat up here. Can we see it? Boom. Okay. Tony Domingos, if you're listening, I just got this word in from the St. Joe Athletics. They're saying that they're going to be, in honor of the new field, the new turf being laid at St. Joseph's, they're asking the alumni from the class of 1987 for St. Joe's football team to come out and do the coin toss today. So Tony Domingos, apparently you're going to do the coin toss on behalf of St. Joe's tonight. I don't know how you feel about that, considering your son plays for the Templeton Eagles. So that's going to make for an interesting predicament there. I'd like to get you on if you can to comment on that. That would be awesome. Again, this just in, they're asking Tony Domingos and the other alumni from St. Joseph's class of 87 to do the coin toss tonight, which will be kind of an awkward moment. But anyways, so more on that, Tony. If you could reach out to me and comment on that, that would be great. Okay, other things happening this morning. Irish Oaks Ranch, they're going to be out doing they're going to do a farm update, and we're actually going to check in with Melissa today. Tony says he'll bring his own coin. Perfect. Yeah, they're going to be the farm update's going to be Melissa Garrett today, not Matt Garrett. Thankfully, we get to look at Melissa instead of Matt, but it'll be great to check in with her. And then get it. Oh yeah, Chris Stetz. Exactly. Stetz will be out there. What other St. Joe alumni do we have in town? Man, this is going to be a killer game. So I'm friends with the St. Joe quarterback's dad on Facebook, and he's already talking smack, posting things like, what is he saying? Hey, take it easy on us, Templeton. We're just a small private school. you know, and so like things like that, just kind of like dig in. And so, you know, for me, I'm just kind of staying quiet and not wanting to instigate. But it'll be a great game. I cannot wait to see our kids competing with other kids at really at the same level, right? We it's going to be a great test, and win or lose, our kids are going to come out strong. They're going to work their butts off. They're going to play hard. Our coaches are going to have them ready. And I have no doubt, whatever the outcome, they're going to walk off the field proud of the way they played. So super excited to be a part of that game tonight. The Brady bus is leaving at 3:30. We're jamming down there. I've got cameras in tow. I've got to set up all the cameras for the team to do all the filming. I'm like ultimate football dad, which is funny because I literally played football for about 3 minutes when I was in 7th grade, and I got my ass kicked all over the field. It was I hated it. I hated wearing all the pads. I was claustrophobic with the helmet. I was small, and these kids would just beat up on me. Like, there was nothing about it that I enjoyed, but I love football and I love watching my son out there and his teammates. It's a lot of fun. So, but yeah, so I'll be down there probably 5 o'clock ish. We're going to try to get down there by, and then go from there. Okay, what else is? Oh, Melissa Johnson's coming on the show today. She's going to give us our Templeton Parks and Rec Department update. And I had a chance. I filmed. Let's see if it's yeah, it's ready. I had a chance to film myself and Bradford working out, doing some stretches at the lab. I know you guys are all wanting to see me do stretches at the lab, so we filmed it. And no, it's actually something for you guys to just kind of put in your tool belt. And Bradford's teaching us just kind of stretches that we can do on our own. So I thought, hey, what the heck? I'll just drop it in. We'll show you guys. If you guys see value in it, great. Maybe we can do some kind of feature called Wellness Wednesdays or something. But I don't know. We had a couple of people on yesterday, a nutritionist, a certified nutritionist, and a health and wellness coach, Lindsay and Terry, and they talked about, you know, what things are good in my diet, what things are bad. So that was cool. I definitely found value in that conversation. Hopefully you guys did as well. What else did we do? I don't even remember yesterday. I went out to so this 75 hard challenge thing, you have to do 2 45-minute workouts a day, and one of them has to be outside, right? So I've been running every day outside. I've been doing about 3.5, 4 miles every day outside, and just kind of taking it easy, you know, not like crazy 7-minute miles. We're talking like 12 to 13-minute miles, just like old man jog, you know, like the legs like move barely. I'm doing old man jog for 45 minutes and getting 3.5 miles, 4 miles in. And I'm okay with that. It's fine. But yesterday I mixed it up. I went out. It was warm. It was beautiful. I went out to Stadium Park in Atascadero, and climbed up to that monolith, and that was cool. It was beautiful. It was there was a lot of people on the trail. And I did this one part of the trail that there, if you've been out there, you know what I'm talking about. There's like this like washout kind of, it almost looks like a fire break, but it's not, because it's like rock, but it goes straight up the hill, and it's wide. It's maybe 20 feet wide, 15, 20 feet wide, and it goes straight up the hill. And so the trail kind of crosses that a few times. Like it's like this, can you see? And the trail just kind of goes back and forth across it. I ended up climbing it up, straight up and down, straight up and down. I did that twice in addition to doing the trail, and it was cool. It was like rock climbing for beginners, because it's just steep enough to make it feel like you're, you know, at El Capitan in Yosemite, but in reality, it's like just a hill with rocks, but you feel like you're rock climbing, you know? So you can do a selfie and tell your friends you were rock climbing. That's, I did that yesterday. It was great. It was a good workout. It was a lot of fun. And I sweat my butt off. So that was fun to mix it up and get that in. All right, it's 7:15. As always, at 7:15, we check in with Mr. Anthony Reed. Anthony is the administrator for a Facebook page called Paso Robles Incidents and Actions, and he also we call it North County Incidents and Actions here, but Anthony basically does a great public service for everybody, and he sleeps with 400 scanners alongside his bed, and checking all the emergency services action all night, every night, and updating us real time. So Anthony Reed, good morning, sir. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing well, Mike. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. And just so people know, yesterday I posted on the page a little video documentary that Anthony made of his journey of the last 365 days. And so for those of you who don't know, Anthony was in a car accident a year ago yesterday. And that accident, I mean, if you watch the documentary posted on the Morning Buzz Show Facebook page, you can see his car. And when you see that car, you think there's no way anybody would ever walk away from that accident and live to tell about it. And in fact, a year later, here is Anthony still going and stronger than ever. And he's rehabbing, and he's multiple surgeries and recovery, a lot of faith mixed into that, and support from a ton of people. And so, Anthony, I just want to say, hey, congratulations. You did an awesome job on that documentary. It comes from the heart, and you can tell that when you're telling your story, you are humbled, and you are grateful, and you are thankful to all the people that helped you. So good job on that documentary. Congratulations.
Definitely appreciate the shout out, Mike. That's greatly appreciated. Yeah, it took me about 2.5, almost 3 months to make that video. Obviously, as you can tell, it was strictly from the heart. So I definitely appreciate the recognition this morning, and I appreciate your comments as well.
For sure. Yeah. So it's Friday. What's going on out there? Is there any incidents and actions to report right now?
No, actually, it's pretty quiet for a Friday morning, which is good. That just kind of sets the record straight for hopefully the rest of the day. Hopefully, it's not going to get too crazy, but we need a little craziness every now and again. But obviously, we'll see if that happens or not. But no, nothing really to report this morning, at least in this first hour. Everyone's still kind of waking up and trying to find their way to work and on the freeways and highways and byways and all that stuff. So hopefully it's a bad day. So
awesome. Okay, well, cool. We will we'll check back with you here. When will we check back with you? At the top of the hour, right around 8 o'clock.
Yep, sounds good to me.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right.
See ya. All right, Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. As always, you can report any incidents and actions to him. You can text him directly. His number is 805-423-1541. But he is that Facebook page has over 6,000 followers, and they all go to him for any real-time updates. And he's got a lot of great relationships with a lot of emergency services. What do you call it? Not groups, emergency services agencies. That's the professional word I was looking for. Agencies. So really cool. All right, as I said before, we're doing our first ever artist profile at 7:30. Natalie Lola is going to come on. Natalie, I don't know. Now that I'm rethinking this whole thing, I don't know if this is a good idea that I actually decided to have somebody from the Santa Maria area on the show the day of game day where we play a Santa Maria team. Now, come to think of it, that's kind of bad juju. I don't know. A little nervous about that, but hopefully maybe she's not a football fan, and maybe she'll switch sides and root for Templeton. but we'll find out. Natalie is, again, just a super talented singer-songwriter from the Central Coast. She's from, I think, Orchid, and she's playing this weekend at Midnight Cellars, today at 2 p.m., and then also Saturday, April 10th, which is tomorrow, 12 to 4 at Derby Wine Estates. And Derby is doing their 7th anniversary party, and so she's going to be providing the entertainment there. So really excited to have her on the show. She's got her acoustic guitar or ukulele, whatever she's going to play for us. Be fun to get some live music here on the show. So what else is going on? We talked about the game. Yeah, this game will be interesting. St. Joe, according to Coach Crow, he says that they've got a super strong running game, but they haven't faced a line like ours and a defense like ours. So it will be a very competitive, I wanted to say competitive match, but that's not the right word, competitive game. And so it'll be exciting to just get out there and see them. So, all right, back to my rock climbing. So I did the rock climb. I felt great. My stomach was hurting a little yesterday. I'm day 11 today. I'm still eating great. I'm still eating clean. I feel good. My skin's looking better. All of these things. I haven't had any moments of like, this sucks. The hardest thing to do is get that 10 pages of reading in by the end of the day, because at 8:30 I'm exhausted. And the last thing I want to do is crack open the book and read 10 pages, but I did. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, drinking a gallon of water has been no problem. Trying to think. So we're gonna do a live show from Joe's place. I haven't solidified the date yet, but they are all on board and they are in. So that'll be fun. We're also gonna I want to do some live cooking stuff at some point where I don't know if I can get Jax on board or somebody, but I want to do some barbecue and some smoking stuff. Irish Oaks actually is they carry Green Mountain Grills, I think, which is a competitor to that Traeger brand. But maybe Matt can do some smoking for us or something at some point. But I'd like to, this is basically like the Templeton version of the Regis and Kelly show, except I don't have a Kelly, and Regis was way more talented than me. So disregard what I just said. I have no idea. Anyways, the other thing that I wanted to go over is, hold on, I got to sit down. It's the last day of spring break, right? It's good that these kids are sleeping in, but come next week, it's back to school, and we've got one more week of distance learning hybrid A/B cohorts in town. And then the week of the 19th is when the kids go combine into their A/B cohort at the same days. And so all the students that want to will be allowed to be on campus on the same days at the same time. So this is the first time in over a year where we're going to be able to get all the kids back on campus at the same time. So it feels like, am I the only one that thinks that it feels like the last 14 months or 13 months, it's kind of just been paused, right? A perfect example is, like when I go to church to play, because I play in the band at church, when I go, and we're set up outside now, but when I go in there, I'm like, I walk into the chapel and I'm going, man, it feels like I was just in here attending church literally 2 weeks ago. But then in reality, it was like 13 months ago. So I just feel like it's been this weird kind of vortex of like time being paused. It's just bizarre. And so it's almost like we lost a year as a society, but we just like everybody just stopped, and then we're going, okay, let's pick up, so it was the lost year, which it definitely was a gained year in terms of my waistline. I gained about 25 5 pounds. And so now I'm working hard to try to get that off. All right. Weather today, low, I think it's 39 degrees outside. It's super foggy in East Templeton. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like gloomy weather. It's going to be sunny today, though, and the fog burns off. The wind's out of the northwest at 5 miles an hour. Highs are going to be 77 degrees here in the North County, and sunset will happen at 7:31 p.m. So should be a beautiful day. Now, if you're traveling down to the game, here's what you have to expect with the weather. It's going to be 55 degrees at kickoff and sunny, which I don't know if it's going to be sunny or not, but because the visibility in Santa Maria at that time is only going to be like 1.5 miles, which the visibility here today is like 8.5 miles, right? So I don't know if it's just smog or if it's actually fog rolling in. I'm not sure what's going to cause that visibility to be as bad as it is, but so it'll be 55 degrees there in St. Joe at kickoff. And then by the end of the game, 9:30-ish, it's going to be about 48 degrees. And so the marine layer will probably kind of be rolling in at that time as well. So plan and prepare for cold weather. Bring your blankets, but bring your masks also. At St. Joe, they have a larger capacity stands stadium, and so they're allowing more people in. But I think as it stands for us today, the rule is still 4 people per player can go to the game. And so, which here it's 2 per player. But again, we have smaller stand capacity. They have larger. And so they're allowing us to bring 4 per player, which will be great. And so hopefully you guys can travel. And remember, parents are responsible for getting their kids there. So there's no school provided transportation because of the regulations is in regards to the CDC guidelines. So parents, you will have to make sure your kids get there. Some kids probably are going to choose to drive themselves. I know my son is like excited to get down there and probably go to Chick-fil-A after the game and eat like 7 boxes of the chicken strips or whatever he gets and the French fries. So this is a big Chick-fil-A outing. If you North County people love Chick-fil-A and are always looking for it, you got to get it. You got to go to Santa Maria to get your Chick-fil-A fix. Other things in Santa Maria that we don't have here. There was something else that's right there. Gosh, I can't remember it now. Chick-fil-A, we have In-N-Out here. There's, I don't know, but I feel like Betaravia, once you get to Betaravia, it's like you're in LA. Does anyone else feel like that? Because the North County doesn't have like everything that's on Betaravia. So really excited to do our trip down there, our pilgrimage down to St. Joe today. And they have a new turf field apparently that just got finished yesterday. And so we will see how that works out. They had an issue with some drainage. The field was about 15 years old. And so they tore it up in about 40 days. They ended up being able to rebuild the turf and get it game ready for tonight. So should be fun. Hopefully St. Joe goes 0-1 on their new turf. That'll be fantastic. And then we could come home with a belly full of Chick-fil-A. That's pretty much my life in a nutshell. This is how I process things. All right, it's 7:30. Let's welcome into the show our first artist showcase, Natalie Lola. Hello, Natalie. How are you?
Good. How are you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm fantastic. Thanks for coming on. I feel like we know each other because I've Facebook stalked you and your career for the last 10 years.
That's funny.
And I just got to say, like, I don't know that there's anybody who's a harder working musician on the Central Coast.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
You're everywhere. You play, you have a solo thing going, you have a band thing going, and then you play in a duo also, right?
Yeah, so we the band is Ghost Monster, but we give the option, depending on what the venue wants, of playing as a duo or a trio or a full four-piece band. So it gives them the option on volume, really, what they're comfortable with. We
Sure.
call it
Okay.
polite rock and roll.
Yeah. Yeah. Wine rock. I love it.
Yeah, totally.
Very good. Yeah, and so I'm just looking at your schedule this weekend. You're playing for the Derbies over at their winery, 4 hour
Yep.
set. Like
Yep.
you're used to it.
Yeah,
4 hours is a
totally.
long time.
It is. It's like one of those things where you have like 500 songs in your repertoire, but you don't want to play all of them. It's nice. Like a 2 hour show, I feel like feels great because I usually don't ever even take a break in 2 hours. It's just flows nicely. But then once you start pushing 3 to 4, it's like you can do it, but I feel like when you're playing live and entertaining people, it can be mentally draining because you're just giving out so much. But it's helpful when you're with the full band because then you can kind of vibe off of each other.
Yeah.
4 hours by yourself can be kind of a lot, but
Mhm.
we do it. We do what we need to do, whatever the venue wants.
Yeah, and I guess from the artist standpoint, another struggle or balancing act is the fact that most of the time in those types of venues, you're being hired not to be showcased, but more as like an accessory to the day for these
Yeah,
people, right? And so
totally.
for like somebody who's super egocentric like myself as a lead singer, I'm like, no, I'm putting on a rock show. Like but like you have
Yeah.
to really gauge. So how do you manage
Mhm.
that?
I know I talk to musicians about this a lot. I don't really mind. I think just from doing it for so long, I know that a lot of these places want us to be the ambiance. They want the volume low and just kind of providing the atmosphere. I don't mind doing that. I think it's kind of nice. It's usually the intimate shows where people are watching you and wanting to hear your music that I get a little more nervous. I'm like, oh, they're actually paying attention.
Right.
The ambiance thing is really laid back for me, and I'm fine with it. I do know that there's a lot of people who like get upset about that, but I'm fine with it. I didn't know you sang too.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
so my band is the Small Kicks, and we're a 7 piece up here in the North County.
Okay.
And I mean, we did Savor one year, the Firestone Fest,
Hmm.
all of the local stuff here. Um, Barrel House, we had a residency for a couple of years where we played once a month, and it was like
Yeah.
um, basically a high school reunion every time we play, right?
Yeah, that's fun.
But we're a
That's
like massive rock band, like so we're not an ambiance wine rock,
Yeah,
venue type.
totally.
So let's start from the beginning with you. I know that you've been
Hmm.
playing for over a decade, 12 years according to your bio on
Hmm.
your website, natalielola.com. But
Yeah.
yeah, you grew up in Orchid, right? Or Santa
I grew
Maria?
up in Arroyo Grande, and then I moved to Santa Maria, and I've kind of moved around a lot. I've actually been playing music since I was a kid. I need to update the bio because I feel like I've been doing it professionally since like 2005, where I started. So a little over, what is that math? 20,
Yeah, a long, almost,
16 years.
yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, I feel like I've moved around a lot, but I love the Central Coast. I mean, who doesn't? And my family's here, but I live in Orchid right now, and it's kind of a nice middle ground because I play a lot in Paso, but I also play a lot in San Ynez and that area. So it's kind of nice to be in the middle. But during COVID, Paso has definitely been the ones who have kept us musicians going
Yeah.
through all this. I
Yeah.
mean, they have
Yeah.
live music all the time up there, so I
What
don't
you
mind the
had
commute. Our base, go ahead.
you had what, like 3 or 4 months kind of downtime, and then Paso just kind of kicked off again?
Yeah, I mean, I was used to playing. It was very weird for me. I think mental health wise too, because I'm just used to being busy, and I've been performing since I was a little kid. Whether it was I've always done dance and theater, and so it felt weird because I usually do about 5 to 8 shows a week. And then I was like, oh, wow, I kind of needed a break and needed to feel rejuvenated, but that was like a long time. I was
Mhm.
having all this anxiety and being cooped up. It was weird. And now that things are starting to get back to normal, I'm feeling a lot better. It's just weird how
Sure.
much that affects you because you're used
Yeah.
to just going all the time.
Yeah, and you know, people talk about school age children having effects, and then
Hmm.
healthcare workers having every different group, right? The
Yeah.
effects that it's had on performers
Hmm.
have to be crazy in terms of the mental health, because yeah, I
For
mean,
sure.
and an artist's mind is uh, typically somebody who's really overanalyzing and deep thinking everything, and so for you to be
Yeah.
sitting idle and doing that, oh yeah, I don't envy you for that. That's a tough spot to
Yeah.
be in.
It
Did
was nice. The only I feel like the good thing that came out of it was our band has been able to write a lot more music. And that's the thing. When I started playing music more, I loved writing songs. And then it just kind of quickly became this job. And I wasn't expecting that. It was like you'd play one venue and then all these other venues would want you to start playing, and you just build up your clientele. And the last thing you want to do is write a song when you say you had a 4 hour show in Paso and then another 3 hour show in Solvang that night. You're
right?
tired and your body literally starts to hurt as you get older.
Sure.
So we've been recording at Avalon and Slow, and my lead guitarist Jackson's always really wanted to have like an actual vinyl. So we're hoping that that will be all finished within the next couple months and have it all ready for the summer. So that's been exciting. At least we've been having a chance to like be creative and record again.
Sure, absolutely. That's cool.
Yeah.
And Jackson, is he in multiple bands, or is he just dedicated to your project?
He's basically just doing Ghost Monster, and if it like I said, like, sometimes the venue say I'm booked solo, he doesn't enjoy playing solo, he always says, which I think he's great. He's really funny too. He's got a comedy thing with his music that's pretty great, but he'll play solo, he just doesn't enjoy it, but he's mainly super just dedicated to getting our vinyl done. And all of us in our band have been friends for a really long time. I feel like we're family, and that's nice because we do get along really well. We had band practice last night, and I feel like it's just laughs the whole time
Sure.
because it's not, I'm sure as being with a seven-piece band, sometimes
Yeah.
you don't get along with people, and there's weirdness. And this band, we've been playing together for like Jackson and I have been playing together, I think, for 8 years now, but we just found a core group of friends that we feel like we're genuinely friends. So we have fun.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. And you guys
Yeah.
you rehearse at one of your guys' houses?
We actually use Jackson's a music teacher at Music Motive in
Okay.
San Luis. So the owner there, Stephanie, she's awesome, and she lets us rehearse there all the time in one of their big rooms.
Awesome.
So we lucked out with that because I know those rehearsal spaces can be expensive and
For sure.
tough.
Yeah, and then, jamming everybody into a space that's like 12 by 12 can get really old really quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And then there's always one guy that has to play way too loud, and you're like, "Dude, you need to
Mhm.
turn your amp down, please." Uh,
Yes.
we have like characters in our band. We have the noodler, the one guy
Uh-huh.
that's just like in between every song is tweaking his
Yeah.
pedals, and that's
Mhm.
Billy. I love the noodler. And then the drummer that always has to do like a fill when you're trying to work
Yep.
something out. Like, dude, can you just stop playing for a minute?
Mhm.
Yeah. Uh, Being in a
That's
band is
funny.
I don't know why people want to be in bands. It's the weirdest dynamic. Oh
That's
man.
so funny. I love
Yeah.
it.
So okay, so talk about your first gig that you ever had. Where was that? Do you remember?
Well, it's weird. So I mean, there was a period in my life where I was going to church a lot, so I played a lot of music in church. I don't I don't go to church at all anymore, but I ended up like, God, I think it was 2005, and when we were recording for this, it was I forget what we were even called, but there was this guy that was, he had been a platinum producer for those Wow Worship CDs. Do you
Oh
remember those
yeah,
infomercials?
totally.
So he created those and he was recording our stuff, but he's like, he would listen to me playing my originals, and he was starting a record label at the time called Sounds of the Wine Country. His name was Randy Rigby, and he was my music mentor, and he
Sure.
passed away a few years ago, but he started this whole thing and just really believed in me, and he had a group of investors that really helped out along the way, because I don't think I would have pursued this if it wasn't for that. But he's like, your originals are really good, and you have to play music, this is what you're meant to do. And he started booking me at some places, and I think one of the first places where it was just me by myself playing my guitar and singing my songs was a little place in Morro Bay, and I don't even remember what it was called, but I remember just being so nervous. And I always tell my students that too, because I teach some music and dance lessons. It's like, no matter how much you practice at home, it's totally different when you're in front of people. Your hands will get shaky and nervous, and you have to play live as much as possible to get yourself to find who you are as a live performer. So I
Yeah.
remember being really nervous. We have some videos from it. And I look back and I feel like, oh my God, that was awful. But I look at the videos and I'm like, yeah, that wasn't too bad for a young girl. Like, but it was scary. I remember I've always been on stage, but that was the first time I wasn't with a bunch of other people on stage, I
Wow.
guess.
That's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's neat to have that video though. That
Yeah.
you should do something like super like retro video with that footage at some point. Like that'd be fun. All right.
That would be funny.
Yeah. All right. So
It's
you
so
met.
weird.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to ask you, as a singer, I know a lot of people who vary on their opinions, but for singing for so long, it's like I still feel uncomfortable like listening to myself and watching myself in
Mhm.
videos. I don't know. How do you feel
I,
about
I
that?
have I have zero problems listening to myself, which is why I
Yeah.
also host a morning live stream show because I can't get
I,
enough of my own voice. No,
I love it.
yeah, vocally, like singing, I listened to my first record that we did, and that was recorded between 2010 and 2013, and I go, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, like my lead vocals then versus now, like how did I even say, yeah, that's a take, let's leave that for the track? It was like, oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
as far as video goes, um I don't know. It's my first gig we had as a band was at Chronic Sellers in 2010, and then we played DMBino's
Okay.
that same night. And I look back at that footage and I'm like, I I'm terrible memorizing words. So I have my
Hmm.
iPad in
Yeah.
front of me, but it's like half the songs I was making words up just to get through the song, and then you like
Yeah.
see that on video, you're like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? But all right. So you
Yeah.
mentioned Randy Rigby. I actually
Mhm.
opened the show playing your tracks, Daddy's Shotgun. And so
Okay.
it was just kind of a cool drum beat, uplifting song. It was great
Mhm.
vocals. Did he produce that?
Yeah. So him and his son, Paul Rigby, produced that whole first album. And
Okay.
I feel like listening to myself, that was a while ago. People are like, you need to record some of your newer stuff. But I feel like I sound really young on that. Whereas as you get old, but yeah, he was the people who, I'm really proud of all the people who played on that album, because a lot of them, we recorded most of that in Denver, and just some great
Mhm.
studio musicians. And there's like some mandolins, there's a sitar on one of the songs, and
Yeah, a
it was a
couple of
cool
the songs.
experience.
I was going to ask you about that Eastern influence. The "Meet Me at Midnight" track, which is the first one
Hmm.
on your website that pops up. That's a really
Yeah.
cool kind of sitar sound that you've got there.
Yeah, it's weird. I remember just writing that in Denver, getting this weird like vibe, and they were like, "Where do you get this stuff?" And they were like, "Let's put a sitar on it." I
Sure.
was like,
Yeah.
"Awesome." Lots
Yeah.
of cool. I remember I don't know what it's called, but there's like, it's like,
Oh, we lost Natalie. Where did she go? We
I
lost
don't
you for
know.
a minute.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
There you are. Yeah.
Sorry.
Co-
So can you I'm sorry. My computer was not working this morning, so I'm on my iPad, but I could switch to it now if you want. But anyways,
I think we're good. We just had kind of a funky signal there for a minute.
okay. But yeah, anyways, there's just a lot of weird instruments on it, but it was a fun experience for sure.
Yeah,
They
that
were
electric
really good
piano on that
musicians.
track sounded good. I mean,
Thanks.
it's a cool track. So, hey, let's I want to hear you do a song, one of your newer songs, right?
Okay.
I don't know. You probably have songs picked out to play, but I
That's all
wanted to
good.
hear your new stuff, but also, yeah,
Sure.
play us a song, and then we'll talk about kind of what Ghost Monster and what that project looks like.
All right, cool. This is a good Central Coast song. It's about driving on the 101. It's called 49 Miles.
Awesome.
It's 49 miles to your house up the mountain. I'm leaving slow, but I'm moving as fast as I can. I'm doing my best not to hesitate. First few times were easy, now I'm not sure where to land. And it's 49 miles up the 101. Oh, and my head is louder than the songs that playing on the radio. Oh, you see, I fell too fast before, and I don't trust who I am anymore. How do I know? Show me you are the one. I hope it starts raining when I arrive. I hope you take me and give me a Clark Gable kiss. Yeah, and with that kiss, I hope that it brings a knowing that no one ever really knows. And it's 49 miles up the 101. Oh, and my head is louder than the songs they're playing on the radio. Oh, you see, it fell too fast before, and I don't trust who I am anymore. How do I know? Show me you are the one. And it's 49 miles up the 101. I guess we never know when to take a risk. You can play your cards right or go all in. Well, all I know is all my life I yearn for something higher, hoping that you take me there. And it's 49 miles up the 101. And my head is louder than the songs they're playing on the radio. Oh, you see, it fell too fast before, and I don't trust who I am anymore. How do I know? Show me you are the one. How do I know? Show me you are the one. And it's 49 miles up the 101. Yeah.
Awesome. So cool. That's great.
Thank you.
All right. So a couple things. I was making notes during that song.
Mhm.
Your chord structure in the verse, like going to that one. What is that
Uh-huh.
chord? Like that's
You
so
like this change?
that's so Beatles. Like
Oh, I love the Beatles.
I freaking love that chord structure. Yeah. That's so
Yeah,
awesome.
it's like you have the key of E and then C's not in that key. So
Uh-huh.
it's kind of a neat change.
Oh yeah. No,
It's
it's
not
great.
your typical structure of what you're supposed to do in the key of E. So
No,
thank
I
you for
love it.
noticing that. Nobody
Yeah.
ever comments on that kind of stuff.
Well, and then the bridge is just like a total kind of departure from everything and super
Yes.
happy and yeah. No, I
Mhm.
love it. It's so cool.
Thank you for that feedback. That's
Yeah.
cool. It's nice talking
So,
to a musician.
oh gosh. All right. So, what comes first, melodies or the chord structure or the lyrics for you?
For me, it's been all three at some point. A
Okay.
lot of times if I'm at my house, I'll be just kind of doodling on the guitar and I'll come up with something and I'm like, oh, I should write lyrics to that. And then if I'm in my car, I'll get a lot of lyric ideas and I'll record myself on the voice memo and then try to figure it out. So I
Yeah.
do both quite a bit, probably even amount.
And you have, I'm sure, thousands of voice memos that are unfinished songs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this one song that I do this a lot that I recently finished that I found from 2010 and I really liked it and I'm like, why never didn't I finish this? And then I ended up finishing it like 10 years later. I do that a lot. I'll
Wow.
do like little computer if I'm on my laptop, I'll record what I'm doing and it's a lot easier for me to figure out like, oh, that's what I was playing.
Yeah.
But I
So
yeah,
are there songs that you've written kind of one way and then you've taken to the band and they're like, oh no, we need to really kind of make it like more rockin'?
um I'm usually the one who's like, because a lot of my solo stuff is so like ambient and
Yeah.
relaxed. But at heart, I've always like in high school, I was really kind of a punk rock kid, and I was always at punk rock shows. And I've always wanted to have more of a fun rock and roll band because that's the kind of music I like. I've always been more of a rock person. So there's times that they're like, no, we should, even right now, they're saying we need a slower song for the track. But there's this new song I wrote called Nice Guys, and I really wanted it to have like a pop punk type of vibe to it. And
Hmm.
they were like, this is too fast. I don't think we should do it. But they eventually agreed. And so I'm usually the one pushing that
Oh,
rock side
nice.
a little
For
bit.
more rock. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
totally. And then I don't know, they're kind of feminine type boys. They like their love songs and stuff.
Sure.
So it's funny dynamic. But I think when we bring a song, because both me, Jackson, and our bass player James will write, and I feel like we're pretty good at being supportive of what they want, and we'll throw suggestions. Like Jackson on that last song said that I need to hold out the 101 a little more and repeat that line because
Right.
that was more of I don't know, just the hook of the song. So I ended
Sure.
up adding that a little bit more into it.
All right. I'm looking at your band here. I have it pulled up on your page.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
at the Atascadero Concerts in the Park series. Last year they decided to do it all virtual and
Oh,
it was it was really cool. We got to film on that big stage and stuff and it was fun to do it virtually. This year they chose us to play again their concerts in the park. It's I think will be September 18th. They're getting
oh,
back to
awesome.
me on that, but we're excited to be able to do that again. It's fun.
So you're basically performing here in front of a camera or and
Yep, a
like
few cameras.
no audience. It's almost like you're on top of the
Mhm.
pops in like the late 60s, early 70s, where you're like
Yep.
you're not even really playing. They're just playing the track and you guys are just pretending to play. Yeah, that's so
I
cool.
know.
No.
Yeah, it was
Um,
funny. I'm kind of used to that because of all the years of dress rehearsals doing
right.
dance and theater. But I was proud of everybody we still did like, I feel like we had fun on stage and just were like, we need to pretend, be really lively and pretend there's a whole audience here. And the filming and music crew there were really fun too. And the boys, they did their choreography. We have a few choreographed moves for our songs,
Oh,
and they did
nice.
a great job.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. All right, and this is the current lineup, the picture here.
Yep.
Okay.
That's Jackson. Dale Moon on drums. He plays with the Travis Larson band. He's an amazing drummer. I've
Awesome.
never met anyone like him. And then James on bass.
Okay. And these guys are all San Luis, South County people?
Yeah, James lives in Paso. Dale lives
Oh,
in Los Osos, and Jackson lives in Slow.
awesome. That's
So
so
we
cool.
usually just meet in Slow.
Yeah. And so you rehearse once a week or twice a week?
Usually once a week, but the last month we were doing twice because we were in the studio and recording and wanting to make sure everything was dialed in right.
Yeah. Yeah. And are you recording to a click track? These are all musician questions. I'm like,
We actually do, we do put a click on, and we like the kind of organic sound of all playing the track live and
oh,
recording
cool.
that. We're not, into too many, like, let's try to take 6,000 takes of one part of the song. We like kind of, I personally like that too when I'm listening and watching music. Even if
Yeah.
there's mistakes, it's kind of just nice to have the rustic, organic vibe of it. But yeah, we have a click, but we all play it live together
Yeah.
and record it.
Yeah, I mean that live organic sound just kind of gives you your style, right? It adds that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm the opposite. I like 8,000 vocal tracks stacked on top of each other to make it,
Yeah.
I'm like the John Lennon type where I have my voice slowed down just super,
Yeah.
and then I record over that. No.
That's funny.
All
Yeah.
right. So Ghost Monster kind of was a newer project that popped up over the last year or two, or
Yeah, me and Jackson played as a duo for a long time, but I would say over the last like probably 4 years, we were like, let's start actually having a name and playing more as a band,
Mhm.
and we've been building it up the last few years. And I know it's kind of a funny name. People are like, "Are you guys a metal band?" Like, no. I've just always been really into horror films. My mom raised me on that kind of stuff, and I'm really into the paranormal, and Jackson's really into monsters like Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and stuff, so we just kind
Right.
of combined it.
That's funny. Um,
Yeah. It's a
so
silly name.
I think it was ZenFest weekend a couple weeks ago. I looked at your schedule. You literally had like 5 shows in 3 days in the North County. Do you stay up
Yeah, it was
here
6
or
shows.
6 shows?
Yeah, in
Do you
3
stay
days.
here or do you go home?
I just stayed. My bass player lives in Paso, and he lets me crash on his couch.
Oh, perfect. I was gonna say
So
that's a
I'm actually
lot of
gonna,
driving.
yeah, I'm gonna do that this weekend too.
Oh,
I feel like I need to stop doing that to myself because it just gets, I don't know. I used to be fine with it, moving around and stuff a lot, but I feel a lot more rejuvenated if I just focus on one show a day.
yeah.
But I have a hard time saying no to people, so I
Well,
usually
I
just
mean,
double book.
it's worked out for you so far. You've been able to, earn a substantial living doing this, and I'm sure, I mean, people don't think about. You think about the 2 hours or the 4 hours that you're actually playing, but the hours that go into prep. I mean,
Yeah.
for me to just build my set, it takes a freaking hour on my iPad to put it
Yeah.
on. So it's like you think about all of the hours and the time and the money that you put into your craft, um,
Mhm.
all for you to just be in front of people for 2 to 4 hours.
Mhm.
And then they see the end result, right?
Yeah.
So no, it's, I mean, for you to be able to pull off the amount of shows that you do in a year, and knowing all of the back work that goes into it, like hats off to you. That's freaking awesome.
Thank you. I
That's true
appreciate
rock
that.
star status for sure.
Thank
All right,
you.
so you're at midnight today at 2,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
you have like some kind of regular thing there, right?
Yeah, they wanted me to be like, it was 4 Fridays in a row that they wanted me to be their kind of featured musician. And then right now they've enjoyed it, I guess. So they booked me a bunch for the rest of the year.
That's
And
so
they're
cool.
cool. I like a lot of gothic-y stuff, and I feel like that whole street, because it's like Tooth and Nail, Dark Star, I think, and Midnight Sun. It's like I call it the Goth Winery
Right.
Street.
Gothro. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
got a lot of shows coming up there.
So the other kind of side benefit to being a musician on the Central Coast is you get endless amounts of beer and wine, like while you're playing. Are you some people don't drink, some people do drink. Are you a drinker while you play?
Yeah, I like drinking wine when I play. I don't like to get like wasted, but I love white wine. I feel like it helps my voice. Red wine usually gives me like some indigestion, but the crispiness of like a nice Sauvignon Blanc is nice, and I feel like it kind of helps ease your anxieties too if you're
Sure.
feeling those feelings. So, but I love it. I love white wine, especially. I'm a typical girl drinking rosé or white wine as I
Oh, yeah.
play music.
How
That's my
funny.
favorite. I like beer a lot too, but I feel like I get a little burpy when I'm singing. You can
Uh-huh.
probably relate to that.
Oh,
So I feel
totally.
like white wine is just, it warms the vocals.
The scary part is like, I know for me at Barrel House, literally, I feel like somebody's bringing you a beer like every 38 seconds when you're on, and you're just like, okay, I guess I got to drink it. I guess I got to drink it. Before you know it, it's like the last song, and you're like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I got to stay here for 3 hours because I won't be able to drive.
Yeah, totally.
All right,
It's
it's
nice
8:00.
to have
Yeah,
it's
nice to
nice
have
to
a
have like a
designated
drive.
driver
Yeah, totally. I
for
usually
sure.
try to do that. I'll have a friend just in case I know I want to hang out a little later and stuff. It's good to be safe.
Exactly, for sure. All right, it's 8:02. We've gone long, but I do want you to take us
Cool.
out with another song. You're playing today at midnight at 2, and then I've got you playing at Derby Wine Estates. Ray Derby may be one of the sweetest men I've ever met in my life. He goes to my church. He's a freaking awesome guy. Like, just
Cool.
super nice family, great winery.
That's nice to know.
Yeah, so that's exciting that you're playing their 7th anniversary tomorrow.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
And
It'll, I guess that one's first come, first serve. So you don't, most of these events have needed reservations, but you can just show up to that one.
that one's 12 to 4. Have you played at that site before?
Yeah, the band has. It's been a while, but we have, and it's a cool spot. Really cool
Y-
spot.
It's that building downtown or in Paso, right? The big,
Yeah, it's like right
yeah,
when you can see it off the freeway, and it's like a tower, and
yeah.
it's got Derby on it.
I think it was an old like granary in the early 1900s, and then he bought it and
Yeah,
restored it. Yeah, super cool building.
totally.
Well, cool. All right,
Yeah, that's fun.
what song are you gonna play for us?
I guess I can play. You said you like new ones. I can play a brand new one that we just recorded last Sunday. Last Easter, I had a show at Tooth and Nail, a 4-hour show at Tooth and Nail, and then we recorded. But I kind of like doing that because then your vocals are really warmed up.
Sure.
So, but this is
Yeah.
a brand new one. This is the one called Nice Guys that the boys want to do like an acoustic version of, but I
eh,
wanted to do a rock version of.
Perfect. I'm gonna put
So
I'm gonna put your contact info down. Do you want me to put your Instagram or just your website underneath so people can see how to get a hold of you?
oh, either's fine.
Okay.
It's all good. You choose.
All right.
They'll
There's her
take you to this good
Instagram.
spot.
There you
Cool.
go. Cool. Let's
Well,
hear
thank
it.
you for having me. I'm gonna go listen to
Absolutely.
your band after this
Oh
online.
gosh. Yeah. No,
I'm excited.
we're like a circus. All right.
Well, thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank
All
you
right,
for
this
coming
song's
on.
called Nice Guy. Yeah, of course, anytime. I didn't need anyone. I didn't want anything. But when you started coming around, I started wanting everything. Love means falling, and I'm afraid of heights.
and remedy. But I can't help what's happening. It's beautiful insanity, and love means falling, and I'm afraid of heights. I don't buy it when you say that you're a nice guy, 'cause after all, they all say they're nice. Falling in love is not rational. The fact is pure madness. A beautiful, wonderful, fantastic moment of magnificent insanity. Love means falling, and I'm afraid of heights. I don't buy it when you say that you're a nice guy. 'Cause after all, they all say they're nice. Love means falling, and I'm afraid of heights. I don't buy it when you say that you're a nice guy. 'Cause after all, they all say they're, after all, they all say they're nice guys. Nice guys.
Oh, I can't hear you.
I was on mute. I was saying I love it, and it's so cool. All right.
Thank you.
Looking forward to having you back. Thank you for joining,
Yeah,
and
course.
congratulations on all your hard work paying off, and you still going strong after all this time. And I wish you
Thank
the
you.
best shows this weekend.
Thank you
We'll see
so
ya.
much for having me. Yeah,
Absolutely.
bye.
Bye-bye. All right. NatalieLola.com. Natalie Lola is awesome. She's super talented, super hardworking, and just a great performer, singer, songwriter that we have here on the Central Coast. So I am a fan. I think this artist profile thing might work. She did great. I'm glad she was the first one. We didn't even touch on the fact that she, we're going down to her neck of the woods to play a team, St. Joseph's, and ask her who she was rooting for. But I guess we can do that next time. So, all right, we're running super late. We've got Irish Oaks Ranch standing on standby. But first, we're going to check in real quick with Mr. Anthony Reed, Paso Robles Incidents and Actions. Yo, anything going on?
Negative, nothing to report. Just I'm just enjoying the show.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. All right, we'll check back with you. We're gonna get a farm update right now.
All right, no worries.
All right, man. See ya. All right, so now we invite in. Finally, we get to talk to the real brains behind the operation at Irish Oaks Ranch. It's Melissa Garrett. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Yeah, thanks for joining us this morning.
You're welcome.
So Matt and I have been talking the first couple weeks. He's been walking around showing us all the farm animals, telling us how hard he's working, to get this farm in shape and everything. But we all know that you are really the one behind the whole thing. You and your kids, right?
Yes.
And Matt comes in as the spokesperson. No.
Yes.
Now that we know Matt works hard, but you have really kicked it into this overdrive now with opening up the mercantile.
Yes.
So it's not enough that you're manufacturing 1, 2, 3, 5 products plus. What do you got? Plus meat.
Yes. So
right?
we're probably up to 10 products on our new launch with our products coming out in May. And then we also offer the meat boxes and subscriptions that at the
Oh,
store as well. And in May, we'll be offering new classes for adults and youth.
okay. Wow, that's awesome. And so, what classes do you have coming up?
We will have a flower arranging for Mother's Day for the youth classes. And then we will be coming up in the next couple months will be a sip and paint, as well as making some lip balms and possibly a candle pouring station.
Oh, awesome.
So we're still putting those into the works to make sure we have all the supplies.
That's crazy.
So,
Okay, so let me put your name up here so people know. All right, so talk about Matt and I really haven't touched on the Farm Girl products yet.
okay.
Talk about the kind of how that was started. I think Emma wanted to do something, or yeah, tell me the backstory behind the Farm Girl products, because we had a candle lit on our island last night, and I'm like, hey, is that one of the Irish Oaks things? And she's like, I think it is. And so I look, and it's like, sure enough, it says Irish Oaks Farm Girl. Like, that's
Perfect.
awesome. Smells
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
So-
So talk about that.
She pretty much started with once she was old enough, she earned the money to get a dairy goat because she loved him as much as Aiden did. And she wanted to join in making products. And so instead of going the soap route that he was doing at the time, she decided to go with lotions. And that's how she paid for her feed and her medical care as well. And she enjoyed doing that. It was a huge hit, especially at the schools with the teachers and everybody else. And she's very creative and she loves bath products and stuff. So she decided to grow and go into bath bombs and truffles. And then that led into, the next stage. We launched candles this past fall and bath salts.
So
You go ahead.
and how old is she when she decides to do this?
She was 9 when she got her first dairy goat. She started making lotions by 10.
Okay, so at 10 years old, what is she doing? Is she going on and just Googling like how to make lotion?
Yes.
Because my 10-year-old was Googling Minecraft and, YouTube videos that make him laugh and stuff like that. Like, so she's 10. She's super motivated to learn how to make lotion out of goat's milk.
Yes, she wanted to do something with her milk and she loved the soap stuff, but sometimes brother and sister working together at that age was a little hard. So we looked up different options and joined a bunch of groups, and both of us kind of, worked out how to handle it, the safety, all the manufacturing practices that go along with it.
Wow, that's incredible. All right, so she comes up with the product, and then what's the next step? She's made the batch that she knows, okay, this is the winning kind of formula.
Yes.
Now what?
Then pretty much she tested it out with all of her teachers and, and classmates and everything. And then once she was ready, we helped her design labels and start launching the product that sells online.
Okay.
And that's how she offered it to start with. And, it was a kind of a slow growth. We had a Christmas market that we offered it at, and once they tried it, everybody seemed to really enjoy it. And so that kind of gave her motivation to grow.
Okay, awesome. And then so she went from lotions to what do you call it, bath bombs?
They're bath truffles.
Bath truffles. Okay.
So they make bubbles and they have oils in them. So I call them adult bath bombs.
Okay.
They're a step above, just a little fuzzy foam in the water.
Sure. Yeah. Wow. And so she's got different scents, right?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you scent them? Is that like, I don't know, is it a liquid that you buy, or what
It's
is
liquid scents. So she makes some with fragrance oils and some with essential oils, depending on what the combination is. And they have a safety rating, and that's how much to put in.
Okay.
And then she has a lot of willing testers that try everything.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So yes.
And me as a customer, if I wanted to go and watch her kind of manufacture her stuff, I could actually physically do that by going to the Mercantile and watching her and Aiden make product, right?
Yes. So the way the Mercantile is set up is that you have the ability we manufacture right in front of everybody.
Yeah.
So you don't get anything. The soaps are on one side, and now that when we don't have classrooms going on, Emma makes her wax melts and candles and bath bombs on the other side of the store.
Oh, really?
So that people can walk up and watch as she does it. Yes.
Okay, that's cool. And they don't have, I asked Matt this last time, but they don't have set schedules at this point. It's kind of like when you have free time, you're down there at the store manufacturing.
Yes, she's down there at least 2 days a week manufacturing her products.
Okay.
Right now, Aiden's there when he can be, depending on sports schedule, and still getting out a large wholesale order that we're working on. So it's a lot of soap right now.
Okay. And so Aiden just turned 16 last week or this week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. Wow. And does he have his license?
No, no, he
Okay.
does not.
All right.
We're
But-
ready for him to have one though.
Yeah. Right. Okay. And he's swimming.
Swimming and water polo.
Swimming, water polo, and you guys aren't raising animals for any fairs this year.
Yes, we are.
Oh, you are. I thought you ended up not doing it.
No, so I was brought you here so everybody could meet. I don't know if you can zoom out on him.
Yeah.
This is his steer for Mid-State.
Oh,
He's more interested in the grain today. But he
That's
just
so cool.
came, we just moved him onto our property.
okay.
So
And
he's
that's-
working him.
That's for Mid-State.
Yes.
Okay.
And they have 2 steers for Salinas Valley Fair as well.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, but no heifers this year.
No heifers. All right. Wow.
Yes.
So that's a full plate for that 16-year-old boy with no license.
Yes, it is.
that means it's a full plate for you.
Yes, but he has a permit, so he can at least drive me around.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Aiden, stop at this wine bar for mommy, please. And then,
Exactly.
yeah, that's so nice. Very cool. All right. So, any new lines that are coming on right now? I've got my lavender bars that I'm almost out of, so I'll be in there to pick up some more soaps. But anything new that you guys are doing?
We have the Farm Girl is launching a room spray and a line of sugar scrubs coming out for May, just in time for Mother's Day. And then Aiden, the Irish soap, he has a couple new soaps that'll go along with her lines. So we can offer gift baskets and compliments just in time for Mother's Day. So we have a
cool.
couple rose scents and others,
Yeah.
launched just for spring.
Nice. And how has the foot traffic been over at the Mercantile?
It's actually been going very well. It seems
Good.
kind of a steady trickling in during the middle of the week, which is our slow time to get all of our products made.
Okay.
And then they keep us busy on the weekends.
Awesome. And it's at 7425 El Camino Real.
Yes.
Perfect. And it's what's the restaurant next to it? I always
Golden China?
Golden China. Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, cool. And your hours, the current hours are
11 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday.
11 to 6, Tuesday through Saturday.
Yes.
Fantastic. Any new meats or just your standard poultry, pork, beef, and lamb still?
Right now, just our standard cuts. So
Okay.
we will have some new grill boxes coming out. I'm not sure if they're in May as well. We're trying to launch a couple new items. So basically, you'll be able to pick up a spring grill pack
Oh.
and ready to go. And don't mind the heifers. Ready to go, so that way you can have a barbecue. It'll have some steaks and sausages all ready to go for you.
Ooh, I love it. That's awesome. Well, cool. All right. At some point, I want to do a show from the Mercantile while the kids are manufacturing, but I don't
Okay.
know. They probably have school in the mornings, right?
They're homeschooled, so they're pretty flexible with their
Oh,
hours.
perfect. Good
Yes.
deal. That'd be awesome.
Yes.
All right. Well, cool. All right, Melissa. Well, thanks again for joining us today. I know that you were super excited to come on. So
Yes, I was.
awesome. Yeah. No, we really appreciate the update. Everybody gives me feedback saying that the Irish Oaks Farm update is their favorite part of the show.
Oh, that's
Because-
great to hear.
Because they love to hear the animals in the background and kind of get to learn about, what the kids are doing and the products and everything. So
Next week there'll be 150 meat birds here, chicks.
100. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we'll definitely have fun next week then. I want to get your Instagram page is at Irish Oaks. It's underneath there.
Yes.
Cool. And then the website is irishoaksranch.com.
Yes.
Perfect. All righty. Well, thank you so much.
And thank you very much. Talk to you
We'll
later,
check in
Mike.
with you next week. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, that's the Irish Oaks Farm update. We just, no big deal, just a little segment we just decided to do weekly. Check in with my buddy Matt and his family that raise farm animals and produce their kids. Literally 16. I don't even know how old Emma is. 12, 13, 12, 13. I don't know. she's making her own Farm Girl products, which are the lotions. They have a room spray coming out. They've got the bath bombs, and the candles. And then Aiden's got his soaps line, which is this goat milk soap. There's nothing like it in the world. It's super smooth and it smells great. It's good for your skin, and it's awesome. So go try it. It's they have that store, the Mercantile, in Atascadero, next to the Golden China restaurant on El Camino Real. But you can also go to irishoaksranch.com excuse me, to order their stuff. So very cool. All right, it's 8:20 and Melissa Johnson has not showed up into the waiting room yet. If somebody is downtown Templeton, knock on her office window, tell her that she needs to get on. Let's see if she's messaged me. No messages from here. So I guess we're not going to get an update from Melissa Johnson today. But that's okay. We will just continue to roll on. As I mentioned before, Matt Garrett says 13. I was right the second time. So Emma's 13. Emma has that Farm Girl brand of products at Irish Oaks. Thanks, Matt. Your wife did great, by the way. Way better than you. I think you're fired from here on out. We'll get Melissa on. I'm just kidding. All right. So as mentioned before, I had a chance to get with Bradford Young, who's the owner of the lab. And Bradford kind of walked me through some stretches and all kinds of things like that. And so what I wanted to do was just kind of share that video with you guys this morning and see. Here it is. Open this. Let's see if it comes. Should work. This is uncut, unfiltered, unedited. Don't know how it's going to sound or look, but I wanted to just document the stretching routine that he's got me doing right now, and just kind of give you guys some ideas of how you can do things at home on your own time. I know it's riveting, but here we go. This is more health and fitness stuff. Let's get this thing going here. Take that off and start the video. Let's see here now. Boom. There it is. All right, so that's the lab. That's me. All right, so for those of you who've been following my workout routine and 75 hard challenge, it's 4:41 in the morning, and I thought I'd bring the camera with me this morning to show you kind of what Bradford does over here at the lab. So this is the lab in Paso Robles, and this is where we work out. So Bradford's going to come over here, run us through some quick exercises, things that I did when I first started working out at 40 years old. Again, I was a high school athlete who really never worked out before, and then in my 20s and 30s, I did like all guys in their 20s and 30s, or most of them, we play pickup basketball, we play softball, basically anything and everything, as little as possible, just to get it together with our friends and drink beer. So that was my extent of working out in my 20s and 30s. But Bradford saved my life at 40 years old. Bradford Young from the lab, here he is. Good morning. He's at Paso Robles High School alumni. He's an assistant varsity basketball coach. He is a Cal Poly graduate, a nutritionist and physical fitness and all things kind of like to help you take care of your body. So Bradford, health and fitness expert. Health and fitness expert, there you go. All right, so I'm gonna get behind the camera because we don't have like this crazy production crew. So I'm gonna get behind the camera, I'm gonna adjust it, and he's gonna show us some of these like super easy stretches and workouts that we do as beginners on our health journey. So here we go.
Okay, that looks good.
And what are we doing? What is this called?
I'm going to start with the hips. So this is called a 90-90 stretch or 90-90 position. 90 degrees to knee, 90 degrees to knee, also 90 degrees at the hips. So you got internal rotation going on at one hip, external rotation going on at the other hip. It's just a really good, easy stretch, especially people that are sitting down all day or don't get a lot of action, a lot of movement. So we're gonna loosen up our hips. Just lean into it, keeping your spine neutral. You should feel a good stretch, like right outside your glutes or your hip joint right here. You'll probably feel like you're gonna cramp on the other side. All right. Just gonna lean into it. Nice and easy. Spend like a minute and a half, usually 2 minutes on each side. We'll do like 90 seconds. So we got 144. Go about 90 seconds. So most of these will call them easy feel good stretches. That's what we like to do in the morning after we do a little cardio, or at least the last couple weeks. They just make you feel good. They loosen you up, get your joints moving for the day. We'll attack the hips a little bit. Kind of just work our way through like our whole body. Kind of have a little easy routine we've been doing the last couple weeks here. Like what, Tuesday, Thursday?
Yeah, I've been kind of slowly getting back into it. So Bradford has been
Me too.
adjusting the routine accordingly.
But one of the main things you don't do is you don't take the joints in your body through like a full range of motion every day. Like, for example, like reaching overhead or taking your wrists, going through a full range of motion, or your shoulder. So it's kind of based around that idea. If you wake up, take every joint in your body through a full range of motion a few different times, just kind of wake you up and make you feel good, less stiff before you get your day going. Alright, let's go a little way. So we did like, 10-15 minutes on the bike first, just to get our temperature up because it's cold in here. Now we're waking up our joints. Oh, that was good. Remember when you couldn't do a sit-up?
Yeah. So when I first came to the lab, literally he took me through a series of tests to see kind of what my range of mobility was, my endurance, my breathing, all of these things that he did to kind of just, I guess, evaluate me and get a starting point for where we were going to start. And I think I did one sit-up, like, you know, and I was maybe 200 pounds. You know, I didn't think I was completely out of shape. But you know, because I looked okay, I looked good in clothes. I wasn't like dying going upstairs.
According to who?
Right, exactly. Yeah. But you know, getting in here and then having him tell me to do a sit-up was another story.
So one of the main things I always talk about too with people getting started on a fitness routine, like people always say, oh, I gotta get in shape before I come to the lab or before I come work with a trainer, or I'm gonna go start running, I'm gonna go start doing whatever. But the main like misconception is that like strength is like your base, your foundation, not cardio or going running. Like strength should be a precursor or a prerequisite for somebody to even go running, so they don't get hurt. So people always start out doing stuff like running, which is like a lot more taxing on your body than, you know, basic strength training, and they get hurt and the whole body hurts. Or they start out by going to some group fitness class, and they don't spend the time doing like stuff like we're doing right now. So going like left knee down, right leg out to the side. They we're just gonna sit right here. So like open get as much of a stretch in your groin as you can and still like be able to hold yourself up and maintain like the extended hips, basically.
So I know for guys, when you get older in age, middle-aged, and then as you get into your 60s, 70s, 80s, your core strength is critical, right? Like maintaining that strong core, which is like from the knee to the chest plate, and
you get tight and you get weak.
You get tight and you get weak. But for women, is it the same? Do they need to have good core strength? Is that something that they?
Yeah, I mean everybody needs good core strength or core stability or pelvic stability. A lot of people have like anterior tilt of the pelvis, which is like this position. So they're weak here, they don't activate their core, and they don't activate their glutes, and they get low back pain because they spend their whole day like this.
Right.
Nothing happening here, nothing here. That's a big one, especially for women, like from wearing high heels or just poor footwear, or from sitting at a desk all day where you're just not activating your core and your glutes. I'd say more weakness from like adult women and more like stiffness from adult males. Probably be more are the most common, I guess, or both.
Yeah. When I started, I did a lot of driving in the last few years. I mean, I was probably clocking, 1,000 to 1,500 miles a week behind the wheel. And prior to coming to the lab, I would get really bad, lower back pain, just from being in that position for extended periods of time. And I still got it, but by working out, by stretching, it kind of minimized that time in between. I guess it minimized the pain, but it also allowed me to kind of figure out how to get out of that pain just by strengthening that core and then having the stretches to be able to
Just moving just makes you feel good.
Yeah, exactly.
No way around it. Sitting still makes you feel bad. Moving makes you feel good. What I always say, if you're not gonna get, or what's the word I'm looking for? You get busy moving or get busy dying.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go both sides here, and then we're gonna do like a couple like rocking motions back and forth after we stretch these hips a little bit. So this is like your adductors are getting stretched here. Also like opening up your hips again, just like the last stretch.
So far you've shown us these two stretches. These are both things that anybody can do at home. You don't need fancy mats. You don't need a gym membership. You literally just need a piece of the floor where you can stretch out a little.
Just you and the floor. Alright, let's go like sit back on your heel.
That's tight. Oh, there's no way.
Sit back on your heel and then pull your hips all the way through without like arching your back. So as far as your hip flexors will let you go. Let's do that like 5 times, so we'll do the other side. Oh, that feels good. And then we'll do like some of the cars, like the circular motions. Those are easy. Five on that side. like this tabletop position. So imagine your hip joint here can go in a circular motion, right? So we're gonna take it through
Like a horse.
we're gonna take it through like the greatest range of motion that we have at any given point in time. So first thing you're gonna do is like bring your knee up to your chest. So that's a hip flexion. Hold that for a sec, and then we're gonna go hip abduction. So we're gonna pull away from our body. And the third thing, the hard part, is we're gonna crank it around in a big circular motion. So that'll be like half a rep. And then we gotta go back the opposite direction. So you're gonna go like heel up to the ceiling, and pull back up to that abducted position, back up to that flexed position, and then back down. So let's do 2 more of those on that side. Yep. Knee out. Crank it around. Crank it back around. Yep. And then 1 more. Other side. Knee up. Knee out. Crank it around. You're just trying to focus on that one joint that you're moving. Don't like compensate and start moving through like your whole torso. We're about to have company. Right. So that's your hip. And then we'll go to your knee joint. So your knee's like a hinge joint. It just goes like this basically. You can't really move your knee in a circular motion. But you have a little internal, external rotation at the knee. So that's what we're gonna kind of do. Hey Tom. Morning.
You want to be on my morning show? Here, come stretch with us. See, this is what happens. The 4 a.m. crew gets here, and then the B team shows up right around 4:56.
Tom's on his 18.
No. Tom's on the 18th. Tom's been working out here for a year, 2 years almost, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
We're gonna go knee,
I think you're off camera.
knee
You
in.
gotta sit
That's
right here.
good. I belong off camera. I'm not much to look at.
You got the voice of an angel though.
Oh, exactly.
So turn your toe in towards the center of your body. It's gonna pull your tip fib in, turn it, rotate a little bit. And then you're gonna straighten your leg as far as you can till your hamstring tells you to stop. And then you're gonna go away from the center of your body. And then back into knee flexion, knee extension. Turn that toe in towards the center of your body. Back to flexion. Do that 2 more times.
See, and I can't straighten my leg out. So this
Tom's
is,
a foam roller,
Yeah.
fascia, tissue kind of guy.
Yes.
Comes in, he rolls. He's always here early before everybody at 5. He knows he's got to get that hip moving before before any weights go up.
It takes a few minutes to get things moving, warmed up.
Exactly. Other side. I think John's fishing today, right?
Yeah.
While everybody else is on vacation right now or fishing, we gotta hold the fort down.
That's a fact.
We got people in Cabo, San Diego, out fishing.
but they
in the
can do
water.
these exercises on vacation too. These are like, you can do this in a hotel room. I remember when I had Noel in the hospital, at Children's Hospital for a week, Bradford would FaceTime with me and basically give me my workouts, and I would go outside on the lawn and do the workouts because I was right in the middle of kind of phase one of trying to exercise and get fit, and I didn't want to break the routine.
Alright, close your knees.
I don't mean to break anybody's. I don't think the Vanguards are in Mexico doing these exercises.
No, I don't think they are either.
These exercises.
I think they, yeah.
Alright, so shoulders.
No, Marty.
We're gonna go like your glenohumeral joint. This one's good. When you do this one, you don't wanna move through your spine. So you wanna be tight here, right here.
Let me make sure your head's still on the camera.
Oh yeah. Move it there.
Oh wait, your head's not in the camera anymore.
You can do it for your knees. You like it?
All right, so at this point, I'm readjusting the camera to make sure that we get the rest of this workout in for us. All right, so now what are we doing?
Alright, so make this, get some tension. Squeeze your abs, squeeze your butt.
Okay.
You're gonna go thumb up, the ceiling. As much shoulder flexion as we can get. Once you run out of room there, you're gonna start to crank it around so that you end up here. Like your hip, or I'm sorry, your fist is behind your hip. Back to neutral. And fist behind your hip. Crank it all the way around, back into that shoulder flexion position. And then back down. Let's do that one more time. You don't want to run today.
No, I mean it's not. Doesn't always agree with my body every morning.
You know about that workout there today?
I looked at it, laid in bed, thought long and hard about skipping.
I did too, but I didn't want to let Mike down over here.
Yeah. So any movements on? Are you still headed to England in the fall?
So that's a really good one, because most people can't do this without being here and here. So you don't have to have perfect shoulder mobility. Do that, if this is all you got here, something like that. Do that every morning, or do that every time you do your routine. It'll help. Shoulder, oh no, that's my favorite one here.
Oh, we got one more.
One more.
Now he's getting these big, they call them, what do they call it, medicine balls?
Mid balls.
Med balls?
Do it, they can hug on to something. So we'll go do 1 rep with our cervical spine, 1 rep with our thoracic spine. So if you hug onto one of these, just to create tension, like squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. We'll go cervical first. So you're gonna go like just moving your neck and nothing else. So you're gonna go chin to your chest. You're gonna look to your right. And then you're gonna roll your neck around and make circular motion. Back to the center, chin to chest. And then look to your left. Roll it around, looking to your right.
Yeah.
Chin to chest. So I'm sure plenty of people wake up with stiff necks or things, or stomach sleeper. You know, I get that sometimes. I sleep on my side a lot or on my stomach face down, so I can turn my head farther this way than I can that way. Like just doing that kind of like opens up your discs, your vertebrae. If you do that regularly, just taking it that full circular motion, you know,
That's not
I wouldn't recommend that. But then your thoracic spine, so cervical, thoracic, lumbar bottom. This one feels really good. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs. We're gonna go like crunching into the med ball, and we're gonna side bend to the right, and then we're gonna roll around. Side bend left. Crunch the middle. And go back the other way. Side bend left. Roll it around. Side bend right. Crunch. That's it. Crack your back.
That's 20 minutes of stretching right here. Bradford Young at the lab, Paso Robles. I'll put his contact information right here.
I gotta go to work
somewhere.
And he's gotta finish his
I have to
workout.
finish my workout, so that's what we do kind of every morning. All right, so that's an example of kind of like the warm-ups that Bradford takes me through every morning to stretch before we do workout. So Bradford Young is a good friend of mine. He's an awesome guy. He's a basketball coach for Paso Robles High School. He's just a super giving human being, him and his wife both. And he has a great gym there called The Lab in Paso Robles. So follow me for more health tips. No, I'm just kidding. I always wanted to say that. Follow me for more IG health tips. Can I say that, Melissa?
Hey, it's your show, brother. You can say whatever you like.
Right?
Man.
Exactly. I put it in the chat. I think I'm going to do virtual jazzercise classes too. So
Nice.
we'll do it all. Why not?
Yeah, I like it, man. Let me help you out with some insurance. They can register for us,
Right?
figure it out. Do a community class.
Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. And then people will say, Mike's clearly lost his mind now. Right?
Absolutely.
They're already saying that, but that will take it next level. So, yeah.
Well, for now, it's at least just a good time. It's a fun tease, but
Sure, for sure.
virtual jazzercise and
Totally. I had somebody texting me, Amanda, a friend of mine, texts me and says, "How are you texting me, but you're working out at the same time?" She says, "I'm watching you work out." I go, we taped it yesterday. So that's
awesome. I logged in. I was like, dude, live on location. I like this.
Yeah,
Mike's getting fancy.
we will do that at some point for sure. So, all right. So what's happening? It's Friday.
Whew, thank goodness it's Friday.
Starting
been a long week, man.
It's starting to get warm.
It is. Spring is in the air, and all your kids are going nuts.
Mm-hmm.
A little rough.
Because they got nothing to do this week.
No, yeah, exactly. And they're all out at the skate park and, learning new words. And, every year at the skate park, the kids, at springtime, beginning of summer, also get a little wackadoodle. And we got to rein them back in. So, sorry I was late today, but, it's 8 a.m. So I'm dealing with stuff at the skate park.
It's all good. It happens. It happens. Picking up where we left off, today is the last day to be a part of the Assassins game. And if you don't have a kill by the end of today, you're automatically out of the game. So lots of chaos happening all over town today with these high schoolers running around.
That's all right. I came, I know I warned you last time.
Oh yeah, there you go.
We definitely keep some Nerf guns on the desk for
that's awesome.
Just random situations that might arise here in Templeton.
For sure. Yeah, I love it. So cool. All right. So hey, I had a singer-songwriter on this morning. We're doing a new feature called Artist Showcase on Fridays. And so we had Natalie Lola, which I'm sure
nice.
out of the South County or Santa Maria. But she mentioned that last year, City of Atascadero did a virtual concerts in the park.
Yes, they did. They did.
How did that go for them? Do you know?
It was relative. It was good. It was good, right?
Yeah.
It was fairly difficult for them to pull off. It was relatively expensive for, getting in the studio and broadcasting it. And I think they put it over Facebook Live and maybe another couple, online or social media platforms. Not as well attended as maybe people would have liked from what I saw.
Mm-hmm.
And there were definitely a few issues. In fact, I think the first one was with Martin Paris, who was wonderful, amazing. I think we've booked him several times in the past. And they put it in the Rotunda building at City Hall, right? So up where their city council chambers are.
Sure.
And the sound in that place is really great acoustically for a live performance, not great for a recorded performance, or at
Oh.
least the way they were recording. So it was a little too live, right?
Yeah.
The room itself was too live. Needed a different acoustic accoutrements, right?
Sure, sure.
But it was radical. It was also very expensive,
Yeah.
which is a part of why we weren't able to make something like that happen, as much as we would have liked to, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
and
that's
I'm more into the inclusion kind of events, community events, right?
for
And
sure.
not exclusive. So with the amount of money it would have cost, it would have been more exclusive than I would have liked to provide. So yeah.
Well, it sounds like the state is loosening up even more in the next 30 days, right?
Yes. So big news and good news. The governor is saying that if everything keeps going the same and we're looking at low hospitalization numbers statewide, it's time to open, and it's been time to open. And June 15th is the targeted date. So,
Yeah.
if vaccines move along and, there might be some requirements moving forward upon opening for masks and things like that.
Mhm.
But we had a meeting and we're starting to think we might be able to do some concerts this year.
Wow.
It won't be the same as always. Like I said, there might be some mask requirements. It's not going to start the same week school lets out or any of that. It could be a July rollout. And still some of this is dependent on the county willingness to rent us the park. Sometimes, we can't count our eggs before they hatch kind of idea. So sometimes we have to wait, especially in local government, we have to wait until the actual guidance is released. Then we have to read and interpret the guidance through city or county lawyers, and then we can reopen. So it could be mid-July, could be early July, but we are hopeful we can pull some concerts off this year.
For
And
sure.
that's incredible. So we've got the
Yeah.
bands, we've got the, booked from last year. So why not? Let's see what we can do.
Okay, so I had a crazy idea in my mind so we'll come back to that. I'll just check out Eagle Rock Music Festival. I don't know if you're familiar with Eagle.
All right.
They literally close Colorado Boulevard down and have multiple stages along the boulevard, and it's one night, and it's freaking awesome.
That sounds amazing.
It's amazing. Anyways, we can talk about that later. But talk about the logistics behind, let's say the county goes, yeah, go. This is your date, July, blah, blah, blah. All the things that you need to line up. Talk about that.
What's funny is I saw this post on Facebook. I don't even know where it was. So I'm a part of a lot of like national groups, right? And they were like, just plan concerts. And if it can't happen, you cancel it. No big deal, right? Like no harm, no foul. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you don't know what you're talking about. I love that.
Right.
So it's, county park. So first, if we're able to rent it, we've got to get the bills paid because, we pay for that. We've got to book the band, right? Now think about a band is not usually like, me and you talking, right?
Yeah.
It's you talking to 3-4 other guys in your band, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to book them. We got to fill out depending on the number of shows, we got to fill out multiple weeks of a calendar, right? Okay, so there's that. Now we've got to connect them with the sound people, right? We got to make sure the sound people aren't already booked, right? Because we weren't sure we're going to be hosting this, so we need to make sure they're going to be ready to go. We use Bill Gaines Audio, great professional folks.
Awesome.
They do the sound at the fair. They do sound at all the big local events, Avila Beach. I think they're remodeling the Cliffs Ballroom right now, which is pretty cool too. So
we always joke with Bill Gaines because of his last name being Gaines, and when you say turn up the gain, like it's a music thing, yeah. So we always thought that was funny. Sorry, inside.
No, he's amazing.
Yeah.
So then we got to book him, make sure that him and his crew, right? Make sure they're available. You can come to a concert. Concerts are great. You can bring your own. To our park, we're unincorporated area, San Luis Obispo County, so you're allowed to have adult beverages in the park, for example. But we also provide 1 or 2 food vendors for each concert, so we need to get the vendors on board. It's a 6:30 start time. It's not always time for everyone to go home and plan a meal or whatever. So then we get our food vendors, right? On top of this, because of the size of the event, we have to book security for the night. So we got to get in touch with our security folks and make sure they're available. All of this requires paperwork behind it. You know, governments love to do things like paperwork. So we got to make sure that they're on the up and up. They fill out the appropriate paperwork. We fill out our appropriate paperwork, get the insurance. Then it's, a few weeks before, and we have to make sure we've got our booth space ready. We've got our sound ready, that the gazebo's in good repair, that the county has turned on the electricity, that they give us the access combo to the lock where the electricity is kept. Sometimes they change it. They change it once a month and sometimes forget to tell us.
Oh, geez.
And I've got keys to just about everything, but when it's a combo and you change it, man.
Yeah.
Right. So then we got to get the word out, right? We have to tell the whole community. Typically in Templeton, I've always joked, if you're doing something wrong, it spreads like wildfire.
Right.
But if you're doing something good, it takes a minute to catch on. Right.
Uh-huh.
So we got to make sure that the people know about it, that the band is ready to rock and roll, that we've got all of our things lined up. We've advertised appropriately. Haven't even talked about how we're going to pay for this. We have to get our sponsors on board.
I was going to say, you're leaving out the big one, which is the financing of it with the sponsors.
Exactly. And this year, or whenever we do the next concert, I should say, we have some major sponsors that have already paid for a 2020 concert season that they did not receive. So thank you, Castoro Cellars, and thank you, Barrel House Brewing, the unofficial beer of Templeton Recreation.
Yep. Right.
So we have, we owe them, right? We owe them big time. And then we need to go get some other sponsors, the smaller sponsors that are huge in our hearts and huge in making a difference in our ability to pull this off. So we're now haven't had a concert yet. I'm hopefully collecting, several $1,000s. I've already got several $1,000s on the hook for payments to different bands and different security guards in the county park.
Yeah.
Haven't even had a concert yet. Right.
Wow.
So it's a whole lot more than, hey, book a band for your party. Right. I'm gonna have some people over, and Mike, he plays the crap out of the guitar, and I know a dude on drums. Let's roll. Right.
Yeah,
I can do that too, but that's not what concerts in the park are.
Oh my gosh.
So it's a lot of moving pieces. It's a lot of making sure everybody can be where they need to be at the right time, that we can pay for it, that my accounting department can write the check fast enough.
Yeah. And so as a community, assuming that you do get the green light to go at some point between now and October, like what are some things that we can do as a community to support you? Like, is it volunteering? Is it reaching out to find what do you need from the community?
So, I need your money, and I need,
Perfect.
and I need your, positive attitudes and bright, shiny faces, right? Yeah. We need money. We have to pay for it. Nobody plays a concert for free, right? You get some great plug as a band. Even the small amount that we pay is not enough for a band to, really, it's just not enough. I would want more if I were you guys, right? If I was a band. And we need people to be willing enough to follow some of the rules, right? It's going to be rough if, it's like I was saying for softball games too. It's going to be rough if all I have to do is walk around and remind everybody what the rules are, right? It has nothing to do with a community event of a concert. It's nothing to do with little girls playing softball, right? So, you know what the rules are, like, don't be a jerk, do the right thing, beat Paso. Those are the 3 rules in life.
Right.
So, that kind of stuff is hugely helpful. And then whenever I get on the roof and just start shouting about concerts happening, because I'm typically not the quietest voice in a room or in an outdoor space, listen up. Like, whenever we start, spread the word, spread the good word, not always the bad word.
Right. Totally. Okay, well, cool. Yeah, keep us posted on that. That's exciting news.
For sure.
Well, what else is going on? It's already 9 o'clock, so we got to make this quick. Any red hot news alerts that you need to get out to the community?
Yeah, you only have about a week left if you want to have a garage sale at the community Clutter to Cash, right? So sign up, give me a call, give me an email, go online, whatever you're doing. We've got something like 70 homes registered for this garage sale. It's going to be huge. We've got it posted everywhere. So one man's trash is another man's treasure. Make sure we connect on that. Have your kids pick up your trash. Go Eagles! Big game tonight.
Big game.
Whew.
Yeah. You're going to be
about what I
streaming it?
got.
You're going to stream it somewhere?
If I can, are they gonna post it?
I think St. Joe will stream it. I don't know.
I hope so. I hope so.
You would think they would.
I'm gonna be like low key, no chill tilted if not. So this is a big one, and I want to watch.
This is a big one, exactly. Wow. All right, Melissa, thanks for getting out of bed and finally joining us this morning.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No worries. It's all good. All right, have a great day, a great weekend, and keep us posted. We'll see you next week.
Always will, man. See you next week. Make good choices, huh?
Thanks. Yeah.
See you later, guys.
All right, that's Melissa Johnson with the Templeton Parks and Rec Department. She's awesome. And help her help you, right? Tell your kids to pick up their trash. She's on it. The kids love her, and we're just lucky to have her in our community. So, all right, Anthony, one last check-in for the week. Any incidents to report, sir?
No, it's a quiet morning. This morning, the sun's just starting to poke out here in Pell. So let's hope, as they say.
Beautiful. All right, man. Well, with that, we're going to close this show down. I appreciate it.
All right, sounds good, Mike.
We'll see ya. Have a great weekend. All right, Anthony Reed, Pastoral Incidents in Action. Short and sweet. I love it. That's the Morning Buzz. 25 shows in the can. We've done this 25 shows now, 5 weeks done, complete. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spreading the word. If you want to get a hold of me, you can email me at morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. I always welcome your ideas for guests that we can have on. If you want to be a guest, please email me. If you've got stuff that you want to get out into the public, information, please, by all means, send me the information. It's morningbuzzaroundtown@gmail.com. My name is Mike Brady. I'm the host, and it's Friday. Everybody go out and be safe today. And as always, do something kind for somebody else.